Decoding Amazon FBA, the 2026 fee waterfall and real profit. All right, let's dive right into this explainer by tackling the single biggest threat to your new Amazon business today. Picture this, you've just launched your first product, right? Sales notifications are pinging on your phone, and honestly, you feel like an absolute genius. But what if those celebratory pings are actually bankrupting you? Today, we're decoding the Amazon FBA landscape. We're going to look specifically at the new 2026 fee structures and, most crucially, how to calculate your true bottom-line profit before you spend a single dime on inventory.
So, what is the biggest mistake Amazon FBA beginners make? Now, you might think it's picking the wrong product, or maybe having bad packaging, or just fumbling your keyword research. But no. The true fatal flaw is way more fundamental than any of that. We're talking about a basic mistake in business math, one that can quietly wipe out your entire investment before you even realize what's happening.
Section 1. The Revenue Illusion.
The biggest reason new Amazon businesses fail is confusing top-line revenue with bottom-line profit. Look, it feels amazing when your phone lights up with a $30 sale. Beginners see that top-line retail price and, literally, they instantly start shopping for a sports car. But they totally forget that Amazon is essentially a massive toll road. And you know Jeff Bezos always collects his tolls before you take a single dime home. Seeing a $30 sale hit your seller account absolutely does not mean you actually made $30.
This really illustrates the stark difference between an amateur and a pro. On one hand, you've got the revenue chaser. They love jumping on social media to brag about doing 10 grand a month in sales, right? But they conveniently leave out the fact that their costs are, well, $9,900. Yikes! Then, on the other hand, you have the margin master, and this is exactly who we want you to be. The margin master completely ignores those vanity metrics and prioritizes net margin. They calculate every single mandatory Amazon fee first, just to make sure there's actual cash left over to reinvest and, actually live on.
Section 2. The FBA fee iceberg. Think of it like this. What you see above the water is the retail price, but lurking right below the surface are the mandatory 2026 costs that instantly eat into your sale. First up, referral fees. Think of this as Amazon's standard 15% commission just for letting you sell on their platform. Then you've got FBA fulfillment fees. This covers the warehouse workers picking, packing, and actually shipping your item, which obviously scales based on size and weight. Third are the monthly storage fees. Your goods take up physical space, and a massive warning here, that storage fee absolutely spikes during the Q4 holiday peak season. And finally, we have a brand new cost for this year.
3.5%. This is the newest hidden danger for 2026, a 3.5% fuel and logistics surcharge. Because of rising macroeconomic costs, Amazon slapped this percentage directly on top of your base fulfillment fee back in April. So for a standard-sized item, it averages out to an extra 17 cents per unit. Now, I know, 17 cents might not sound like a big deal, but when you're moving thousands of units a month, man, it adds up incredibly fast, making your thin margins even thinner.
You also have to watch out for the 181-day aged inventory penalty. In previous years, you had a bit more breathing room, but in 2026, Amazon really wants its warehouse shelves cleared out. If your product just sits there for more than 181 days without selling, escalating penalty fees start kicking in. You are literally paying Amazon to warehouse your unsold stock. It's crazy. This completely destroys the old-school strategy of just sending massive shipments to Amazon and forgetting about them. You absolutely have to turn your inventory over quickly now. Section 3. The 2026 fee waterfall. Watch how a standard $29.99 sale is rapidly whittled away. Just imagine you're selling a premium water bottle. We start with a full, almost $30 pie, right? First, subtract the $8 it costs to manufacture and ship it from your supplier. Then Amazon takes its $4.50 referral fee. Next, the fulfillment workers take $3.32. Add in a bit for monthly storage, and suddenly your $30 triumph is just $9.39 in actual profit. Understanding this waterfall effect is absolutely crucial for your survival. This table proves exactly why selling cheap items is incredibly dangerous. Look at a $10 phone case. It carries a fixed $3.31 fulfillment fee. That wipes out a massive chunk of your cash right off the bat, leaving you with barely $3 in profit. But check out the $50 kitchen gadget. Sure, its fulfillment fee is higher, but relative to that $50 retail price, it's just a minor speed bump. You walk away with a 41.4% net margin, which means over $20 in profit per unit. And that extra cash is exactly what you need to survive Amazon's advertising costs.
Section 4. Calculating true profit.
The good news is that Amazon is essentially just a giant math equation, and here's how you solve it before spending a dime. By following 4 simple steps using Amazon's free revenue calculator, you can simulate these exact costs and really stress test your product's viability without any guesswork. Step 1, search the Amazon catalog for an ASIN. An ASIN is basically Amazon's version of a barcode, so just find one for an item similar to yours. Step 2, plug in what you plan to charge for it. Step 3, enter what it actually costs you to source and ship it. And Step 4, boom, the calculator magically shows you your exact net profit. It automatically pulls in the current referral fees, the latest fulfillment tiers, and yes, even that new 2026 fuel surcharge.
And if you're already selling, you can use the inline revenue calculator right inside your Seller Central inventory dashboard to test what-if scenarios on the fly. Amazon integrated the calculator directly into your active listings, so you can literally click a drop-down next to any of your active products and ask, hey, what if I lower my price by $1? Or how exactly will next quarter's storage fees impact this specific item? It basically turns your live inventory page into this incredibly powerful planning workspace.
Section 5. The Net Margin Rule.
25%. I want to leave you with this golden rule of thumb for your sourcing strategy. You must target an absolute minimum net margin of 25% after the fee waterfall. So why 25%? Well, because once you run the numbers in that calculator, that profit isn't all going directly into your pocket. You need enough padding to safely run your PPC, or pay-per-click advertising campaigns. You have to account for inevitable customer returns, and you absolutely need a buffer to absorb those crazy Q4 seasonal storage spikes. If you source a product that only projects a 15 or 20% margin on day one, the harsh reality of selling on Amazon will probably eat it all up, leaving you working entirely for free. 25% is your safety net.
So I'm going to leave you with this question. Before you buy your next batch of inventory, will your product actually survive the 2026 fee waterfall? You have to calculate your true economics today, because the only thing worse than not making a sale is actually paying Amazon for the privilege of making one. Take the time, run the calculator, and make sure your product is a true margin master. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and happy selling.